there is a misconception of whether it goes to prenups, child support, whether it's there's a sense of entitlement that I am deserving of the life that could have been provided to me without the work that I put in to
Yeah.
obtain that life.
You
And
wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
right,
Well,
and I take
at
that
the
one
end of
step
the-
further.
that's what it is. You went with me shooting at the gym. That's
with
what it is
with
right there.
within the children, I love bringing this up because when you talk about what it takes, and just to piggyback on what Wes was saying in the past, when it's the child support and everything, it's the government and the laws are already set for the mother to automatically gain custody. You
Yeah.
have to prove that the mother is a unfit
Unfit
Fit.
parent.
parent.
Unfit man
That
in
is
order to,
damn near impossible.
Yeah.
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 You got to be on drugs or committed murder, rob banks or
You're
whatever.
damn,
You know, say that.
that is
You
damn
gotta
near
literally be a
impossible,
criminal.
right? And it's so shitty of our government to say that in order for us to allow, honestly, for y'all to cohabit as one unit in separate houses, no, we got to create some sort of destruction. They want destruction. They are eliminating black fathers out of the homes. They are incentivizing especially black women to be single mothers for the compensation of fucking government assistance and well, baby, I promise you that that two income household is worth more than those food stamps. I promise you.
But think about it. It's easy to break a back when the back has no bones.
Mm.
Mm. But watch this,
And
pops.
That's a
If it ain't
bar.
got no bones, what you breaking?
You breaking the back, and that's it. Just the back.
No,
You
see,
ain't
that's
breaking the backbone. You just breaking the back.
I
Hmm.
agree with you, but I think they just for so long it ain't been breaking. They just bending the shit.
No, you fell around. What I'm saying, the bones is the man.
Yeah,
It's easy to break that woman's back down when that man is not around in her life, when you got him in prison or he got to go sell drugs. He's going in and out of jail because you're not giving him a job or giving him an opportunity to be a man in this world.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's easy to break the back when the back has no bones.
Hmm. That's
Why
real.
has that not been lifted?
what?
I mean, at the end of the day,
Like
one
felonies
thing,
and shit
but,
when it comes
but
like
one thing you got to realize this right here, though. This let's go back to the beginning of everything.
yep,
When laws were made and laws were written in books, they were written when we were slaves. So they're not meant for us as black people.
yeah,
Nope.
They're not meant for us. They're meant for the Caucasian people in this world. Those were the
Yeah.
laws were written for.
Yeah.
Laws were not written when we were free. They were written when we were slaves.
Hmm.
That's why when a black man and a white man do the same crime, the time that white man get versus that black man get is totally different.
Yeah.
Because the laws were written for us.
Yeah.
And
now
that simplifies all that.
now as an
Right.
interjection, I, I do believe that the purpose of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was the interjection to that, which is, when we gain equal rights, it was meant to then include not it
I got a
was
rebuttal about
no, I'm
that
just saying
too.
not was
Yeah.
I'm just saying intentionally it
Yeah.
was meant to
It was meant to.
it was a facade, as in, well, now y'all will be included up under this umbrella,
But I
but it
actually
also was
believe,
false.
not to cut you off, I believe personally, and it's like been studied that that's not true either.
It's
Like
not.
when black people had to create their own shit, we had our own separate full towns because we couldn't be served here. We were prospering to a level that had to be stopped.
Yep.
So they create this thing where they call it like oh, we're gonna integrate these things.
Hmm.
But now it just makes you have to be in a system where you're the second place.
But
You
they
can't go
call it
be in your own
chivalrous
system.
laws. They call them chivalrous laws back in the
Yeah.
days.
You know what I'm saying?
Chivalrous
They
laws.
put the mask on as if it's like a beneficial thing, and they
Hmm.
sell it to you like a benefit. You know what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
no, no. We could all be together. There's a great interview from a black guy in the 19 like 60s, late 60s, early 70s. He was talking about he was a part of the civil rights movement, and he said his first time going to a white restaurant, and he ate there, and he was like, "This what the fuck I've been fighting to eat? Like the food
Yeah.
ain't even good here." You know what I'm saying? Like so. I don't know. I feel like that whole I'm a Malcolm X dude. I got Malcolm X on my wall over here. Like the separate but equal. was working for us for a large bit of time. And when we
Long time.
conformed for a long time, and when we conformed into the integration, that's when we saw things be disproportionate.
There were
At,
so many black towns and black communities that was prospering back in the days
right,
before we integrated with white people. It was ridiculous.
They're
right, and they
all
burnt
national
them to the
parks
burnt
now.
them to the ground.
I mean,
They're
we had
all
our
they're
own
all
black banks, we had our own black stores, we had our own black finance companies, we had our own black loan companies, we had our own black everything in certain areas.
Yep.
And guess what?
they're
We didn't have the
all
crime amongst us black people though, like we have nowadays when we were in our own entity.
Because we're not fighting for crumbs. We weren't
they're
fighting
Exactly.
for crumbs.
all
Before we
look,
trying to fight for a piece of a pie that wasn't baked for us.
There you
Because
go.
all you can
Exactly.
do is steal the pie. You feel me?
Yeah,
yeah,
But if we had our own fucking flour and motherfucking apples, we can make our own pies. And niggas ain't gotta fight for that shit.
all
You
of
know
that's
what I'm
our
it.
saying? So
communities are all national parks now.
Hey ladies.
Sheesh.
Hey ladies.
Let me get a hand clap for the hold
Hey
on.
ladies.
the party's in town.
Hold on,
Look
we
at this
all.
ball
Hey
warm up.
Wes, what you doing, Wes? What you doing, Wes?
Hold
Look,
on,
he
Bobs.
over there
Hey
now,
Wes,
Pop.
what you doing, Wes?
Bobs, I got you.
Wes,
Hold
what you
on.
doing,
Bobs,
Wes?
look the other way. I
Wes,
got
what you doing?
He looking at me.
you. No, Wes, stop moving the shit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Hey Wes, what you doing? My screen, I'm looking the right way. Wes, what you doing?
But yeah, a lot of all of those that they don't even you the and that's another disturbing thing. The amount of extensive research and extra lookings that you have to do as us to get in to our heritage and our history within these walls of the United States of America, where nigga, we was forced to be born here. Like I ain't had no motherfucking choice. Neither did my like this shit wasn't willingly.
I mean, but what kills me more than anything, when we've been a lot older than anybody else on the panel, is to hear a white person tell me to go back to Africa. How the fuck can I go back to somewhere I'm not even from?
Do they not know that they're not from America
We
either?
need to
How
we
the
need
fuck can I go back to somewhere I'm
to
not even from?
look, we need to normalize telling motherfuckers to go back to Ireland.
Go back to Ireland.
Go
Them
back to
Go back
bitches
to
Europe.
not
England.
even from
Go,
there.
bro, go back to motherfucking wherever the fuck cause y'all are
Go
proud
back to
immigrant
Russia,
country.
goddammit.
We didn't even want to be here.
No.
Y'all
A
sold this
lot of
shit to us and trap niggas.
I
Like,
wish I
We
wish
were
more of
kings
them,
and queens and princes and princesses where we from.
man.
We own
Royals,
diamond mines. We own
royals,
emerald mines. We own land.
royals.
look, they go to Africa and still take resources. We
To
still
this
got
day.
the richest, most fertile land on the planet.
To this day.
A lot of
Just like
these
that.
white folks gonna be upset when they do they 23 in me and they find out that they descendants come from Africa too.
Yes.
Got to.
Then you really gonna be fucked up.
That's just like, for instance, Desert Storm. We looking for weapons of mass destruction. Bullshit, you was over there to steal their oil.
Come on now.
You was over
What
there to
Dave
steal their
Chappelle
oil.
say? We got to get that
I
Bahor.
was in the Navy at that time. You was over there to steal their oil.
Yeah.
We wasn't over there looking for no fucking weapons of mass destruction. We over there to steal their fucking oil. Ain't that right, Wes?
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, but they say history, the villains in history are designed by where you live at and who's
Yeah,
writing the history. And
there
history
it
is
is.
written by
no,
the winners
100%.
of the war.
That's
You know
100%.
it.
what I'm saying? We don't
That's it.
have no history that is accurate.
Every
We have
villain thought they was right.
relatively accurate history. You said
Only
what,
way
big dog?
us is
Every villain thought they was right.
Come
every
on, bro.
villain.
And we the villains in everybody else's history. In
Yes.
every country
You
on the planet, we the bullies,
it
dog.
wasn't that one German that thought Adolf Hitler was wrong.
Come on, big dog. Come on,
And
big dog.
not until the Holocaust took place. But before the Holocaust, they was following them.
They
It
was
was
right
like
along cut. Why? Because he was
every
one of them.
villain. You got the it's equal and opposite. For every two of you motherfuckers that hate me, it's two that love me.
And look, we can take it down, minimize it from America. Within America,
Yeah.
the history of
Political
us
parties.
here, bro. What's happening right now today?
Just take political parties.
Come on, bro. We
Politics
could.
is what
I could get on here and talk about mass incarceration, and a
Let's
nigga,
just talk
a white
about
man can get
who.
on here and talk about how black people are most of the prisoners, but they not gonna mention the fact that no, we just the most convicted. We not
But
committing more crime. It's not enough of us for us to commit more
I
crime.
mean, when we only
Hey, hey, hey,
13% of
wait.
the population of the United States of the world itself in general,
It's not possible.
there's no way possible we can be the majority in a prison.
Hey,
It's it,
so
it's
so
not
there is.
mathematical.
Hey, once I am the devil's advocate.
Always.
Those arguments are always lacking one sense of information
And what's
that
that?
that other side speaks on that our people do not. The argument is arrest is per capita.
Yep.
So
That's always
so
per capita.
no, but what I'm saying is so when you and you we all know I'm a numbers guy. We know what I went to school. So right, it's that is one of those situations to where it's not what's being said, it's how it's being said, and it's who's giving the message, right?
It does. You're right.
The problem is the information is not false. It's that per capita is always ignored. We are the most because if you take the population in America and you take Black America and you take those that are incarcerated, it is a higher percentage because it's only based off of the percentage of population of just Black America. When you have millions of more white people, that number is different. You can have 200,000 each incarcerated, but if you're comparing 200,000 versus 2 million versus 200,000 versus 1.6 billion, that percentage is going to be higher because it's less people that you're comparing it to. So,
So what
like,
you said is basically the same thought that just came to my mind. It's not about the percentage of the numbers, it's about what race it affects more. Because numbers can be different than drastic measures, but which race does it affect more?
Right,
Not,
right.
not,
I see what
not
you're saying.
having not having that Black father in a household to help raise them children and provide for his family. It hits different than being a white man not at home with your family helping raise your family. It is
Woo!
different when it's a Chinese man in prison, not at home helping raise his family. Being Black, the way we are already been degraded in this world, that's from beginning to end right now, it hits different.
Yeah.
It hits different.
it absolutely does.
Opportunity.
So now let's extrapolate
Yeah.
that. Why does
Let's
it hit
go.
different?
Because the
Because
opportunity.
because the
It's because
opportunities
what
are
we
not the
allocated
same.
to be able to do.
The
Look,
opportunities are not the same.
So we're gonna
it's easy
opportunities is
for
one. Let
right. It's
look,
easy for
let's get
somebody
it
else.
around.
Yeah,
So
go.
opportunities is one. Cash, what you why
I'm
is it not
I'm
the
really
same?
piggybacking off that. It's easy for someone of another race, any other race, to say, pick yourself up by your own bootstraps. But we don't have the financial, most of us, not all of us, you know what I'm saying?
Both of
Most of
us.
us most of us are not financially blessed enough or literate enough to pick themselves up from anything. If your parents couldn't go to college or you can't afford college, how are you gonna get past this $50,000? Because you can't buy a house. You typically can't have kids if you don't hit that line at base minimum, right? All right, so now we in situations where is it wrong for us to do certain things? Yes, but within the situations, like I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. Most of these
Basketball
niggas have
field.
not. Most of these people have not seen enough to believe that there's anything else to do.
Salute. I'm taking
True.
I'm talking,
True.
I'm listening.
You know what I'm
Salute.
saying?
Salute.
Folks is
Salute.
folks' perspective on life be different. Like if you blessed enough to see that there's greener grass, there's other ways to get bread, cool. But if all your OGs only know how to get bread a dirty way, if everybody around you ain't got shit, how you gonna expect to
The
manifest
product,
this these
we are a
things?
product of our environment and a product of our upbringing and surroundings. But to
You are.
piggyback on what you said,
Don't that
go ahead,
seem like
Wayne.
a victim card a little bit too much?
To a nutshell. I'm gonna get into that.
Don't
I ain't
that seem
mad at
like we
that.
playing the victim card just a little bit too much?
No,
Because
because I'm not a
that's
victim. But look, I'm not. That's what I'm speaking
I
of.
know,
I'm
but
not a
I'm just
victim because
saying,
I'm
like,
blessed. But nobody else I was raised around was as blessed as me. And I spent my whole life telling niggas that it's more to certain shit, and they genuinely did not know that. They genuinely
no.
couldn't
I think it's
process it.
this. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that they didn't know. It's more no, because you're telling them, so you can't say they don't know.
Okay,
You're
I see what you're
telling
saying.
them.
I see what
The
you're saying.
thing is the want to go find out for themselves. Like, if are you gonna take the step to go? Okay, cool. Let's see what he was talking about. Let's see if he was what he was saying is true.
It's two
If you don't,
sides to
if
every
you
coin.
don't, if, yeah, if you don't go try to see if it's true, then how are you going to know if it's true or not? that means you're making the choice.
Well, let me
Yeah.
throw a fact. Let me throw
It's just
one
like,
fact in
look,
there to that. Then when you get done,
I know, yeah, but it's just like this. And I'm gonna use this analogy, and I'm gonna get religious real quick.
all
Go
right.
on.
And it's just like we all know. I don't know who are religious here, but I
All
know
of us. All of us.
when yeah. So when you die, you're gonna stand in front of him, and he's gonna he's gonna judge you.
They judge you. Judgment
And
day.
the thing is, most of these people are gonna say, "I never had a chance to go get saved or this and that," but
I
he
see
gonna
what
be
you.
like, "No, somebody mentioned it to you somewhere.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You just chose not to see. You just chose not to venture and to see what it was. So you know, but are you gonna make the decision to find out for yourself?" You know. So I use that. I look at it that way. So like, no, you know, people tell you it's the internet. The age we in, you see everything.
But
You can
can
look
I
up.
get a 5 second snippet behind what he's saying right quick though? A five
No,
second snippet
absolutely.
behind what he's saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Let me hear it, Pop.
No. For starters, are you finished, Wes? I want you to finish first.
Yeah, I'm finished. But that's the. I was just going
Okay.
off the analogy.
But okay, now what you're saying, but don't you think we are of a race of African Americans, as they say here in America, are still put behind the 8 ball when you still have other people from other countries to come here and get 7 years tax free, $50,000 start a business, education for free, Medicare for free, all that for free. But we was brought here, our people, and we don't get nothing. We still ain't got 58 4 digs in the mule yet. Aren't we still behind the 8 ball? They come from other countries and they get all this shit for free. Our
Mhm.
ass was brought here. We were promised 40 acres of the mule, and we ain't got nothing yet.
And they swear they don't have the money for it. And I see you. I'm gonna be quick. They swear they
I
don't have the
mean,
money
come
for
on
it,
now.
but you can spend trillions in other
Let's be
countries.
realistic.
You can spend trillions to fight wars that we not actually a part of. You can spend trillions. They have trillions of dollars lost,
But
unaccounted for.
yeah, exactly. What I'm speaking on is facts. When
We
you
have
get
the
Arabic,
funds.
when you get Arabics and stuff that come here from other countries, they get 7 years tax exempt. They get $50,000 to start their life within a business with. They get free Medicare. They get free motherfucking schooling. They get all this free. But we was brought here. Don't you think we still behind the 8 ball? I understand what you're saying. Yes, we still have opportunities to go out and get what we got to do and go out and fight for what we want in life. But we're still behind the 8 ball trying to do it though. And those are facts. That's not something I'm breaking up. Those are facts. This is what they get coming here. We don't get nothing. An African coming here don't get that.
We just took one. Pull it up and say shot o'clock, leash. All right. Uh, can I
The
can
floor
I
is
ru-
yours.
can I
The
can I
floor,
ruffle can I
the
ruffle
floor,
some feathers?
the floor is yours.
Go ahead.
Can I ruffle some feathers?
Go
Well,
ahead.
Come on, Rio.
break them down then. Make sure they
We
Now,
can't
need
fly.
all sides.
now,
I just got my liquor,
All
so
right, well, here we go. Salute.
I
My
just
tea done got cold, but you know what I'm saying.
I gotta clean this shit up. All
Oh,
right,
nice.
Mhm.
there was a lot that was just said that that is facts. It's not facts in the capacity that people and society takes it in and they run with and then they paint false narratives, and that's why social media is so fucked up and it's so obscure
To
right
this day. Yep.
now.
I agree.
So and I want to try my best because there was a lot that was said, and I want to be as intentional with what I'm saying, but also I want to get all of this across, right? Um, it is a fact, absolutely, that we are descendants of people that have taken the back seat, right? And that's to financial literacy, that's to opportunities, that's to everything that America was built upon. That's an absolute fact. Um, I'm here to be that person to say in 2025, it's not a factor. And the reason why I'm going to say that is to West. It's there are so many individuals of us that want to play the victim when they have full rides to colleges. Like it's there are young African American kids, young adults that are standing and taking classes, enrolled in, getting full ride scholarships, full grants, everything, sitting right next to these white kids that we are also supposed to despise. They have the same opportunities. All right, it's the hard work that you put in that is going to determine the length of where the opportunity grows. So, absolutely, history is history. You cannot deny that. But that victim mindset by saying 200 years ago, this and this, give me $50,000. That $50,000 not gonna do shit for you because you don't even know what to do with it. Your
Man,
issue is the fact that you don't even have the knowledge and literacy to even comprehend what it is to be done with your opportunities. But all of that information is accessible
I agree.
in most markets, right? So I do want to start there and layer that basis from what the conversation was, and I want to speak on now, right? I don't got time for that,
Now
right?
I do got one interjection
Go ahead.
because I think your point is actually also my point. Cause like I'm not no disadvantaged nigga. Not that I grew up rich, but I grew up knowing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I grew up with people in my life that understood things and instilled things in me.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of people are either not aware or they're not seeking the awareness at a level that is accessible to them.
Yep.
But I will say I do disagree. We not talking about 200 years ago. Nigga, my immediate granddad was a
Talking
sharecropper.
about
This
last
shit
shit.
is not that far removed. Yo, whoever your parents, they
Your
dealt with
grandmother
segregation.
picked carpet, Mario. I mean, pick
Right?
cotton. Your grandmother did.
If you are 25 and over, your parents' parent most likely was born in the
Yeah,
civil rights era
yeah.
or
Absolutely.
prior to. You know? So I feel like people be acting like we so far removed from shit that we really just not. in
We're
in my own life,
ignoring.
we were all born in the 90s, right? We were
Mhm.
born in the late 90s, but we were born in the 90s. We were born in a time where we still didn't have these types of
man,
things. Alicia being a black woman didn't have none of the opportunities that she has today, the year she was born. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's kind of
Ah,
it's not fair for us to the year that Alicia was born, she did not have the opportunities that she would have had today
in
if she
'97,
was
you think
in
so?
97. That's a fact. That's a
That's a
fact.
fact. That's a fact.
Women were largely at a disadvantage, and black people were at a higher disadvantage in
Hey, this
97.
hey,
In the late
hey,
90s? Oh,
hey,
yes, in the late
hey.
For
90s for
sure.
sure.
Okay, but let me tell you something because I want us to be very prudent in our verbiage.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
At nobody argued a disadvantage. Being at a disadvantage and having an opportunity is totally two different things. Okay.
it's true.
Because if
Fair.
you look at, let's just take entertainment, sports wise. If you look at the NBA is predominantly black individuals because of what they are accepted by skill. So if you're not black, you are technically at a disadvantage. It does not mean that you don't have an opportunity. No, that is you can. I'm
No, I
willing
get
to have
what
that
you're saying.
interjection, but
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Finish
let's not intertwine a
the two things.
disadvantage as not having an
Yeah,
opportunity.
opportunity.
I
Yeah,
agree.
What being put in a place to where you just unfortunately have to work harder, then you got to do what you got to do because there are women.
That's why I
Wait,
said
hold on
what I
one
said.
second. Yeah, I
I
understand,
agree
bro.
with
Look,
that.
because if you look at right now today, if you look at women that are trying to integrate male-dominated industries, they are also at a disadvantage.
disadvantage. That's
They
I
true.
have
agree.
that opportunity. So I don't want to intertwine those. It
I
is
agree.
a valid point that there was a disadvantage, and I don't argue a disadvantage. But what I'm arguing is
Opportunity.
I am not
Accessibility.
arguing that there is an opportunity, right?
I
So
agree.
you have to make the most of your opportunity. We grew up.
That's where
When
we
you
fail.
running that race, what lane you supposed to look in?
Put your
Yours,
blinders
right?
on.
That's
Yeah.
and that's where we
You
fail.
can be a
We
black
fail.
man and I'm a black man, and you could be at an advantage of me.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
but if we on that, I have to do what I have to do. So the
I agree.
issue
It's I'm
is
gonna say
it's the complaints and it's the constant the self
yeah, the
victimizing.
mindset.
Okay,
Uh,
but my
I,
question, all that then. So what are
yep.
you all saying? The complaints they have are not valid?
No, it's not that. We just saying
No. I'm just asking a serious
Yeah,
question. Are y'all saying the complaints are not valid then? Because I mean, if you're gonna
and a
sit
lot
there
of
and
times, yes,
if
oh
but if you're
yeah.
gonna sit there and say though
and
that
a lot
it
of times,
depends on this and that and the third though, it also depends on this, that, and the third from the piece of person is making the complaints as well.
yes,
Yeah.
it's invalid.
No, it's not invalid.
I
I,
don't
I
know.
mean, we
I don't
can.
agree with that.
Yes, I can.
No, it's
You
not
want me to?
invalid.
I mean,
No,
we can.
no.
No, we can have a. Hey, we can have a back and forth. Let me. Okay, let me explain it
Are
to you
we
this
hold
way.
on? Are we
Let's
speaking
talk.
on? Are we speaking? You said complaints as far as like them having the victim mindset. Is it
I
invalid
thought we were talking about
in
complaints of
today's
like
time?
Yeah.
opportunities.
Yes, in today's time,
No, it's not because you still have
not
poor families in this world, dog, that don't have the opportunities that another family might have. So it's not valid.
That is
So look,
correct.
this
But
this is what I want
Every
to say.
family is
I
not,
don't
every
like.
household is not the same. Every
bro,
lifestyle growing up is not the same.
hey,
So it
bro,
is valid.
watch this. I
I
agree
think we
with you
do.
so much.
Go
Every
ahead.
poor family not black.
I agree
Exactly.
with that.
Every
But
but that's
Exactly.
what
a
I'm
large
saying.
portion of them are.
But that's of minority. Absolutely.
I'm speaking on minorities alone. White,
Yeah.
black, Mexican, it don't matter. You're a minority.
Minority.
Absolutely. So, but this is the thing, right? Because
I'm pretty sure they've been
if you take that same ideology and you look at another black individual and you say, well, this other black individual actually came up
from.
privileged and everything, you gotta hate them. Well, I don't hate them, they're black.
But no.
No, I'm
I
just you
look. This is
you
my
see
point.
That's not what
No.
we're
This is what I'm
saying.
saying.
That's not what
all
we're
I'm
I'm saying,
saying.
not preaching. But look. I'm not preaching no level of hate. But the main
Exactly.
thing is
No.
the one thing that I dislike, especially about this generation, we take black aristocrats and try to make it seem like that has anything to do with our actual majority. Just because
Exactly.
we have some black billionaires, that ain't got shit to do with me. Just because we have people
hundred
like me who
percent,
But
were
still,
able to go to college, that ain't got nothing to do with the
a
neighborhood that I grew
hundred
up in where most
percent.
of them niggas couldn't
yeah.
afford it.
Why are these so
You know,
why are these other ethnicities and races, why are they so prominent in America? Because those individuals in those communities and from those races are reaching those levels. And some what I went through and being a part of the National Association of Black Accountants at the University of Mississippi, a predominantly white institution, with
Talk your shit.
with a white professor and faculty member with our, it was lift as we climb.
that's real.
We don't look for those individuals. We want to negate that. Oh, I don't give a fuck that these people that look like me made it. They not doing it. Don't matter. Those individuals that are Asian and Mexican and white and European, all that, they are bringing those people with them. Our
Yes.
community does not do that. You cannot blame other people for that because there are
Nobody's
black
blaming
individuals.
anyone though. That's the thing.
No,
I'm not
Nobody's
blaming
blaming
nobody.
anyone for
no,
anything. We're just speaking
I
on
didn't.
the reality of the fact
But
that we don't have
Right.
everybody don't have the same opportunity.
But
hey,
what I
but
will
watch
say
this.
also,
But
it's
do
harder for
people?
us to do that.
But do people do it?
But
We
Oh
have a
yeah, they
problem
do it
being
every day.
together as a race.
All right.
Our
They
race
Are
do
has
it
there
every
not?
literally
day.
a
Are there
problem.
not successful black businessmen and women? Are there not millionaires
Are
that
those
come from the
people
but
same
reaching
but I'm
hoods?
now?
finna, but what I was gonna go, you said like
The
what?
climb is harder.
But I
The,
know, but
the,
Chauncey,
the,
but what I'm
the
saying
climb is
is,
harder.
what you saying, it's harder for us to do that. That's that victim mindset.
No.
No,
You
it's not.
misconstruing my words. No, it's
It's
No,
not.
not. No, it's
It's
not.
easier for
Sometimes
someone
it's
who
your
has
reality.
listen, check this out. If you have the
yeah.
safety net, the thing that other races have, for one, I'm not blaming no other race necessarily for nothing. We have plenty of problems, right? But the thing that other races have that we don't have is the safety net and ability to fail. Another person from any other race can fail, get up, and try again. A black man typically cannot fail and try again. It's
I
just you don't get
100%
that
agree with
much
that, by the way.
opportunity.
I
So
100% agree with that.
look, Rio is
Your
one of the
opportunities
biggest
are
people I
limited.
know that
Your
knows that
opportunities
you
are
can't take
limited.
everybody with you. We could have a different conversation, and the first thing that nigga will tell me, you can't take everybody with you. You can't do it, right?
Hey,
Somebody else
absolutely.
can do that because they
Ask my
have
No,
pops.
no, but no. My
generations
thing
of
is,
being able to
I
do
think
so.
I'm gonna say I don't think it. I think it's the same with any other race. Where you can't
Nah,
take everybody with you.
if you have your first,
I think it's
if
the
one of
same.
us in this panel, right? Say we all a family, right?
Yeah.
If one of us becomes a millionaire, we can't feed this whole family for generations. It's not possible.
Um,
You get two
I don't.
generations. No,
I
no.
I don't think
You
that's
can get
true.
some, you can get each other to another level of opportunity, right? But your kids will probably be thousandaires. Maybe one of them will have a brilliant part of their life where they were financially literate and they could become millionaires in themselves. But if you have a family of multiple people who made hundreds of $1,000s, who made millions of dollars, it's much easier for you to get other people along the route because you have a lineage of this being
Have a
something.
lineage.
You rely on this one person who is an anomaly within the entire culture. We don't have black millionaires on a regular basis. We don't know any. Most white people probably know some people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Go ahead,
can
Ray.
I can I break some shit down, please,
Mhm. Definitely.
please. And I'm about to go back to the access.
Mhm.
So there is a lack of accountability
Fact.
within our people.
Yes,
Yes,
I
I
agree with
agree.
that.
I
Okay?
agree.
I
I
agree with
agree.
that.
And
I
and
Yeah.
agree.
and I mean that in a few different ways, right?
I
So
know. I agree.
when you look at these prosperous families and things of that nature, and um white families, whatever, however you want to look at it, they know how to fill the gap. And that is something that I have not seen black families and black America
Hmm.
go and do, right?
We do it every day. We do it
And I
every day. How you think we survive?
uh
We've been feeling gases, black people, like all our lives.
hey, Pop, I think there's validity in what you feel, but I would love for you to let me break it down because I want to go to the we're talking that we're talking millionaires, upper echelon, all that, right? When you see it so much in other communities to where you have the business owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the uncle got the trade in landscaping, so he's building all of the landscapes. Then you got the wife that's in interior design. Then you got like it's everybody plays their role in other communities.
Yeah.
When you look at there is still unfortunately in our communities, and I'm not a product of it, but it found me. But I make music. I wanted to be an athlete. We still think it's only a couple of ways to really go get this money. Nigga, you don't know the half of it, right?
Yes, a lot of
So,
way.
so what
That's
I'm
very
saying
true.
is when it's like what we a lot me, you, and Wes make music, right? So I'm just saying, but let me, and it might not be particular to those individuals on the call, right? But expand your mind real quick for me, just to follow me,
What's up?
right?
What's up?
Even if it was music, I can become that millionaire. How many in my family is going to say, well, let me be his videographer, let me be the editor, let me go and get the clip. They just want to be there to reap the benefits and not put in the work. These other communities and other individuals and races, these families, they are filling those gaps. And that's what I meant by that, Pops. They are
Respect.
filling the gaps because they are okay with saying that he's there. Let me just still be good. It's too many people in our family. When I'm telling you right now, when Rio pop, Rio gonna look at West and be like, nigga, let's go. When West pop, it's gonna be Rio, let's go. But it ain't too many people in my family that's gonna say it's gonna be, let me put it this way, it's gonna be real simple. It's gonna be way more people in my family when I do a big ass festival and show that want me to just give them access to backstage and a free ticket than it is to provide anything that is going to elevate my career. it's going to be, well, I listen to him like you, I'm yo so and so. Like I'm into you doing the fest. I'm an hour down the road. You can't get me and my friends in. Like it ain't. There's no work being done from that. You just want to live and experience that lifestyle and that luxury off of a I know this person basis. That's not how a lot of these other communities and races and ethnicities work. When they buying these small when these Mexicans buying these small ass homes, but someone the women is doing this and this, and the men is in the field and they pulling all their incomes together. We not doing that.
Hey,
Me and my
You
brother.
know why? You know why we ain't doing that though as a community and as a race?
Why
Because
not?
at the end of the day, I'm too worried about what he doing and what he got. He too worried about what he doing and what he got. He too worried about what he
Absolutely.
doing and he got. He too worried about what he. We don't know how to
Absolutely.
come together.
Yep,
Exactly. Now, who
I
fault
agree.
is that? Black
That's
people.
our fault.
That's our
But it's
fault.
not.
Exactly.
But it's not only our fault. It's what we were taught back when before my time.
But
but
we,
that's the thing. But
but
the
that's what I'm
thing
saying. It's
is,
2025.
But
We
but
is
the thing
know
is,
that.
but
We
hey,
all
you want but see you are your younger generation always want to talk about this time and age, but everything stems from back then.
but we
I
know
know.
now.
But my thing is
I know
this:
this right
if
now.
but my thing is this: if we have the power to say what we saying right now and saying we can do different, then we just need to make the decision
We
to
just
do
gotta do it.
different.
We're talking about
Like,
the fact that we
I'm
can
gonna
do
say
it.
this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be
that's
done
why I
with. I'm
said.
gonna say this. I'm gonna
I
be done
said
with. I'm gonna say this right part. I'm gonna be done with everything I got to say about the whole situation. If it's just that easy as you all in the new millennium say it is, then why isn't it not being done?
never said it was easy.
Egos.
I'm just asking a question. If it's
No,
that easy,
egos.
what you on new millenniums are saying, why is it not being done?
I got a
Ego.
closing remark. I think I don't think nothing that
Ego.
me and Pop said is excusing. As a race, we got plenty of
It's
flaws.
not.
We got all types of shit that we need to work on that's fucked up about us
We
that
got
can't
hella
nobody
opportunities
fix.
too. We
No,
got
no,
the
no. I'm
same
just saying. No, no,
opportunities.
no. Wait. Let me
Oh
get
yeah,
my
we
shit off.
do.
I'll let you get your shit off.
Yeah.
All right. We got plenty of shit that's fucked up about us that can't nobody fix but us. It ain't
But
nobody's problem but ours, and it ain't
yep,
nobody's creation but our
but
own. Right.
yep,
But I don't think that negates the fact that we also have problems that everyone else doesn't have to face.
yep.
And
I think
and
it does.
that's the only point that I'm making
I think it does.
because
Mine too.
if I had or not saying that me personally, but if I believe that we didn't have a victim mindset or if I was approaching it from a victim mindset, I wouldn't be where I am in
There you
life.
go. There you
You
go.
feel me? So I'm not saying that I'm a nigga that understands, but because I understand,
I want to
I
strive to be better.
Yeah.
but I get people who don't understand. I
Exactly.
know people who do not
I don't
understand
belittle them because they don't understand.
because it's not their fault they don't understand.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
You
It's
got to
So
not
be
their
taught.
fault they
You got
don't
to be
understand.
taught. You got to be taught and have a will to drive in life. You have to be
so
taught those things. If you're not
absolutely.
taught those things as a child to grow up, you're not going to have them when you're an adult.
That's all
You
I'm
also
saying.
got
At,
as a child, yes.
life is about growing and gaining knowledge. So even if you grow up and you didn't learn this, then you do have access to learn things as you grow up. So that
I
life,
agree.
You gotta want to
Pops,
learn
you've
those
always
things.
told me life is the
We
lesson that you will continue to learn and you will never figure
Every
out
day.
in this
Every
life.
day.
So
Every day.
yeah, but I'm gonna tell
I
you,
just don't
Cash,
believe we want to
that
change.
I'm gonna debate you on that
Mhm.
because I'm on the opposite end, right? And this is
Respect.
why. You can negate it and you should negate it because to negate by definition is to be deemed ineffective, not non-existent, ineffective.
Okay.
So the same way that we can look at our government and say that we are spending this much money on these other countries, look in your own land. Look at all of these problems we have. Y'all not focusing on us. Y'all not focusing on America, but y'all going to go spend millions of dollars in Palestine. Y'all want to go
Yep.
spend millions of dollars on these other countries.
Sheen, Timu,
That
all that
is
crap.
why I say
You know how
I
many hundreds of years we've been saying that in America, though?
no, but let me land the plane. That is why I disagree with you, is because we are okay with saying that about other individuals, other people. We can say that about our government and say, nah, fuck them, take care of us. But we're not okay with saying, fuck all of that shit. What do we need to do to take care of Black America.
But
We're
we've
not
done
doing
that
that.
before we was alive. Before we
We're
were
not.
born, we did
What
a
are we
great
doing
job
now?
of
That
that.
happened.
We're
That
the
happened.
problem. We today, the new niggas, the YNs, we the problem.
No,
Which
that's
is
no.
why,
I
which is,
agree.
They
Look,
which is,
I
still
which
agree
is
with
killing
you.
why
each
I
other.
say, which is
Look,
why I
I
say
do
we
agree.
don't want to change
I
it
do agree with you.
because
Right?
we have the ability to do so. We
But we
have the
can't
It's just
look.
some
choice.
new
We
shit.
can't look.
Bro,
We can't
black people have
continue
been
to look
sticking
on the
together since
outside.
way before we popped up on the scene. We popped up and fucked everything up.
Hey,
Well,
I
Us.
mean,
like
before
Pop said, you can lead a
before
horse
you
to
all
that
came
water.
along, we had Black Wall Street. We had Black communities that was striving in this world. I'm
They
talking
are
about
all national.
successful as
They are
fuck.
all national parks. They are all
Exactly.
lit. They are
All this is
national parks.
national parks. These are all national
You're
parks right now of our history.
I'm
So we
with
had
you.
all of that. So I
Yeah.
mean, like I said earlier, if it's as easy as you YNs are saying right now, you two on this side of my screen,
I'm not a
why
YN.
they're not being done?
It's ego. That's why I
I
gave you an answer.
So
look.
so so therefore,
I
guess
agree
what?
with you.
That's the
No, no, no.
same. That's
I
the
never
same
said it
thing
was.
we've been dealing with over
Hey,
history of
look.
time. It's
So,
ego.
so my thing is
So
this: I
that's
never
why
said
it's
it was
an
easy.
accountability
I'm
thing.
just saying we gotta want to do it. If we really want to do it, we can. We shouldn't worry about the risk of it happening again or again burned down.
That's
We
what
should
But
just
it's
do it
telling y'all. It's the
because
fact that we can talk about it
but we got people like
after knowledge.
Oprah Winfrey, LeBron James, motherfucking Tyler Perry. Every day talking about they want to do it on screen, but they're not doing it behind the scenes.
LeBron James has a whole school. Russell
yeah, he
Westbrook has
doing
a
it.
whole school.
Okay,
Like
Jalen
it's
Rose
not
got a
just
whole school, but what the hell is he doing with it in Detroit?
no, but no, I understand. But we're
Jalen Rose got a whole school, but he ain't giving he ain't giving motherfuckers from Detroit free education to that motherfucker though. You still got to pay to get in that bitch.
that
You still
well
got to pay to get in there.
Well,
you
he
So what's
can't
the
give
you
difference?
you
gon' you gon'
everything.
it might be a
He can't
discount.
give
I
you
don't
free
know too much
everything.
about that, right? I don't know too much about that.
What's the
But
difference? I mean, he
it
still
could
got
be
to
a
pay to get in that motherfucker. So what's the difference?
yeah. There are white people that are still paying to get into white institutions. So
Yeah,
that's
So
I
what's
was
the
gonna
difference?
say you can't get free
but
everything,
what I'm saying
or it
is
ain't
Not
gonna
free
last.
everything. Not free. You ain't got to get free
you're right.
everything. And guess
You are
what?
right.
Some of these black kids in the inner city of Detroit that's graduating valedictorian, salutatorian of their school should get free education to the school, and they not.
You're
And they
right.
not.
You're right. You're
They
right.
graduate. They graduating valedictorian,
You're
salutatorian of
right.
their class, and still can't
You're
get free
right.
education to a
You're
school.
right.
So
You
come on
are
now.
no, you are right. Nobody's ignoring that. You my father. You my pops. Life ain't fair. I'm
It
sorry.
ain't. It
You
ain't.
told me that. But you can't, but the same way that you instilled in me, life ain't fair. You
Yeah,
still gotta play them damn cards that you was
Just
dealt.
because. But I also taught you this right here though. Life ain't fair, but you still have opportunity to do what you want to do in life.
Exactly. But
yeah.
You,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
yourself,
That-
no, regardless of what I do, your mother do, your brother, your sister, your
So now
uncle,
we
your
talking about
nephew,
the
brother
past.
do, you
Exactly.
got to do it, have within yourself to do it.
Exactly.
I
So
can
that's
teach you
the
everything
past,
I want to teach you, but if you
right?
don't grasp what I'm trying to teach you and go forward with it, I'm talking to a wall.
Hey, pops.
but
You see how you
but
making
that's
my
what
point a little
that's
bit?
the point I'm getting
You
though.
see
I
how you
agree
making
with
We
my
have
point
y'all.
a
all the
little bit?
access to.
That's the past.
I
We have
mean, no
all
one,
the access
I
no,
to
don't
no,
disagree with what
hey,
y'all
no
saying
one
either.
is saying that
Nobody
you all are
disagree with
wrong.
nobody really. We
But
just giving
listen,
that other
but no
perspective.
one is saying
Right,
that you
for
all
sure.
statement and what you're saying is wrong. Just like you want to play devil's advocate, we're playing devil's advocate too. That's all we're doing. We're
Oh
just
yeah,
playing
no,
devil's advocate. Devil's advocate.
I think we all together. We
But
talking
at the
For
about
end of,
sure.
we're talking about the
but at
shit
the
that
end
we
of the
need to
day,
talk
Baseline,
about.
yeah, for
at
sure.
the end of the day, though,
We
we're
gotta
all
get
taking four
nuances
different
now,
roads.
you know.
Though we're all taking four different roads to end up at the same place.
Yeah,
Straight
We're
up.
all taking
absolutely.
four different roads to
I,
end up at the same
yeah,
place.
it's the conversation that needs to be had.
It
we
needs to be
Absolutely.
amongst more of us.
we need
More
to
of us need to have this
get away.
conversation.
I think it's this. We need to
Absolutely.
just get away from the victim mindset.
You,
We need to
I
just
mean,
say all this stuff and
but
just
I just
and
don't like that
thrive.
but Wes,
phrase.
I think it's
I
this.
just
Wes,
don't like
it's
that
easy to
particular
say
phrase.
that though.
It's easy
I'm
to
gonna tell you
say.
that it's
It's
easy
easy
to
to
say, but
say.
harder to do. Because I'm gonna give you an example of that right there. I'm gonna tell you this right from beginning to ending. Real quick, simple. If you're brought up in the projects, all you grew up around is dope dealers, killers, murderers, and prostitutes and drug dealers. That's
Right.
all you gonna fucking know. That's all you gonna know. You don't
I
know to go to the library and get a book and read. If
I
you're not
put you
taught
off
that,
right
you
now,
don't know
Pops.
that. If you're not taught that, you don't know that.
That's real.
Hey, Pops. I 100% agree with you. Can
So
I piss you off?
No, you can't. You can say what you want to say, but it's not gonna piss me off.
That's what I'm just saying.
Ah,
I look, hey, I love that. And this is y'all get to see me. I am his junior, named after him.
I don't have no juniors.
I I'm his second, yes.
Okay, you're your own person.
Now,
You're the second coming. You're your own man.
I
now,
like
what
that.
is what
I
is
never knew that's why people did that.
what is the response to the government may have put crack in black communities. The
Mhm.
government didn't force y'all to sell it.
And they didn't force motherfucker to get
On,
addicted to it either.
on some real shit.
They didn't
I
force them to get
mean,
addicted
I
to it
don't.
either.
Exactly.
I have a
So
rebuttal on that, even though I
I'm
agree
just
with the
saying,
point.
yeah,
I agree with the point that you're making.
I want to
But
hear it.
the thing about the crack in the black community that the government was doing that is actually the problem that people don't talk about. They gave the junkies the same convictions as the dope dealers. They would arrest you for being a crackhead
No,
just
let
as
me break
much
it.
as
Let me
they'd
go
arrest
deeper.
you.
Let me go deeper than
Go
that, though,
ahead,
son.
Pop.
Let me go
Go
deeper than that.
ahead.
Let me go back to the start of this
I'm
shit.
about to.
See
I got
what
a
you all
sample
on.
too.
Let me give you all a lesson. Salute before that lesson, though. Salute before
Salute.
that
Yeah,
lesson.
that's what I want. Yeah, teach us something.
Now, addiction in America started with the government,
Hmm.
not by bringing crack to our neighborhoods. Remember the movie with Denzel Washington?
Training day.
No, 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 no. Go
Uh,
forward.
new. Never
I
mind.
was
Just
say, what
never.
you talking? I thought you
I
were
used
talking about
to
training day
Older and
too.
newer than Training Day.
I saw
American what? American Gangster.
American Gangster.
American
American
Gangster.
Gangster.
Yeah.
They were getting your soldiers addicted to heroin over there before they came here.
Hmm.
Our black soldier was test dummies to the government, getting them addicted to the drugs over there in war before they came back home.
Our black soldiers was also getting shot in the back of the head in the field of battle.
We only talk about drug related.
I'm
We don't
just
talk
saying,
about drug
yeah,
incident.
yeah,
That's true. That's factual. That's factual. But we only talking about the drug. He brought up drugs being in our community. I'm
yeah,
giving you a lesson on drugs in our community.
yep.
We were addicted to that shit by our government before we came back home. That's why heroin was the biggest drug before crack even came into a picture. So when you're already addicted to heroin, thanks to the government, and then crack come along, now you're searching for your new high.
I was say, you looking
Now,
for
can I ask you a question, pops?
Talk to me.
And no, this is just a real ass question, right? And it's to my point of
If I
being
don't know the answer, I'm not gonna answer it.
no being placed in the communities, but not being forcibly by the head saying distribute this. So my question is, I've never personally seen an addict distribute. So
Because
where
the addict and the dealer is a
let
dealer.
me ask you this question though. So where's your viewpoint on that is factual history, right? But
I'm
even
no.
so, even introducing those drugs to soldiers and everything, if you extrapolate, okay, soldiers come home, at what point is
We wrong for selling it.
no, I'm
If
just
that's what
saying
you
it,
getting
right?
at,
That's what I'm saying. It's like
no,
I got
there's
him,
no
Chelsea.
excuse for that. Go ahead.
I got him. Go ahead and finish your question.
one v
well,
one.
they already yeah, I'm just saying. So it's like those addicts are not distributing and selling. So where does that play in history? I'm here to learn too.
In history, us as a community, I'm not validating or giving any credit to anybody that sold drugs. I sold drugs and went to prison for selling drugs. You know that yourself.
Pops, we live. I don't know shit.
I don't care. It's gone. I done did my time. I served my time for it.
You
Hey, I
really
Really
paid
did.
my
pop,
due.
I don't
Really
know
I
did.
shit.
paid my
Really
due.
did. Really
I
did.
don't know.
But at the end of the day, I'm
Lee,
not glorifying anybody for selling drugs.
Mhm.
I'm
let
not
me bring
glorifying that at
hold
all.
on. Let me bring her up. Hey, Lee, don't finally laugh at no shit and you wanna fuck wrong with you. I bring
That
you
man
up.
said, "Let me bring her up
Matter
and
of fact,
then
hey,
full
Pops,
screen."
Pops, look at her. Look at her. Look to your side. Yeah. Same way you yeah, motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, I see you, baby. But I mean,
Hey, Pops.
on the
Hey,
serious note, though,
finish, Pops. Finish. I'm sorry.
to finish my point quickly as possible, because I know we're on a podcast, I'm not glorifying anybody for selling drugs. I'm not glorifying anybody for taking drugs and becoming an addict. All I'm stating the facts of is that you would never have addicts if it wasn't for the government.
I agree.
The government itself what made us addicts
I agree.
by making us their test dummies on heroin back in the 60s and the 70s.
Mm.
Okay.
So when crack hit America in the 80s, when you've already reached a certain high of a drug that you're on and you want to get higher, you're searching for the next best thing.
Yeah.
Crack was the next best thing because we couldn't afford pure cocaine.
Yeah.
So
So
since we couldn't afford pure cocaine, we got the dummy version of it, which cooked up crack.
cool.
Now, that doesn't excuse the fact of me being an addict. My woman ain't an addict, but I coerce her to smoking crack with me. Now she's a crackhead too.
Huh?
That part.
There's a lot of situations where I came back as a soldier as an addict.
Oh yeah.
My woman was not an addict, but I coerced her to become an addict too. So now we got two crackheads instead of one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Domino effect, essentially.
That's what it is. And the
Okay.
government knew this from the beginning. It's a
Yeah.
systemic way of keeping your people down.
Okay. So I got two questions for you, Pops.
I got two answers, I hope.
Because we gonna move on and we finna get into some more shit, right?
Yep,
Get
yep.
back to the funnies.
I want a very quick answer because we've
Quick.
talked about the generations before and all that stuff. Me personally, as your son, right?
Yeah.
Why is this my first time hearing about this from your mouth as my father? And
First time about what?
everything that you just said.
I mean, at the end of the day, I apologize for not being present for a short time of the life in the household with you and your mother due to my
No, no, no,
ignorance.
no, no, not
So,
that, not that. The
so a lot of
information.
things, so a lot of things I didn't get a chance to expunge into your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. In household.
Okay.
There are a lot of things that I did teach you before your mother and I separated. But there are still a lot of things that I wanted to teach you that I never got an opportunity to teach you being inside the household.
Okay. I
My
just
apologies to that.
no, you're
But
good. I just wanted to know
but at
what
the end of the day, the real is just the real.
hundred
Life is
percent,
just life.
hundred
And for,
percent.
and for a person to try to overlook anything that happened before them, you're disrespecting the past. And the past does affect the present.
Yeah. No,
So
and the
you
reason why
cannot
I asked
negate the past. So you cannot negate the past of what has already systemically happened and been domino affecting throughout generations to say that right now in this day and age that this is where it should be when you still got to worry about how the past affects it.
I do. I still agree with that. Only
You
reason why I
can't
asked
do
you
that.
look, only reason why I asked you that question because we spoke about within ancestors and generations before you and instilling regardless if it was at a disadvantage of opportunities, it's that knowledge that is known has to be passed on, right? So this
Has to
is
be.
right. So this is something that you're instilling in everybody on this panel and everybody that's viewing.
Well,
Like
I'm blessed to be able to.
right, but we done had 11, 12 viewers in here, right? But this is also something that me as yo flesh and blood, I'm named after you, and I had you in my life since I've been in this world.
Well, I'm
Even
gonna
with
give
you not being what, so I'm just saying, like, I think that right there, and I just wanted to point it out. It's not an issue. It's
oh
just
no.
it's something like that that is so clear to call out right there to where
I'm gonna drop another
there's
gem on you then. I'm gonna drop another gem on you then. Like I've already told you before, and you already looked it up and seen this. In a month or two, there's an area where I already told you about called Herbie, Arkansas.
that's
Originated
that
originated from the ancestors. That's not too far from where you say it now.
still fucks me up to this day.
So there's a festival coming up there right now in the next month or two in Hervey,
That,
Arkansas.
that shit is like July 13th, pops.
If you want to go find out more about the history of your people, your actual ancestors, go to there and find out what's going on.
I want to get into. We gonna get into this next one. Can I tell y'all a story real quick, bro? My pops told me I'm literally me and my woman. We traveling through Arkansas with the wood. We stop in a random ass town in Arkansas. Y'all know I was a year into like not even a full year living here, bro. I hand my fucking card to pay for some shit. Man, this little black girl and black boy that's taking my, I think, bro, dead ass. I think we went to fucking McDonald's because T wanted some nuggets, right? Bro, they looked at the name on my card and held my shit. Look, you a Hervey? Who you? I said I'm not from here. They questioning me, bro. I called my pops. I said, he said, look on your map, son. Where you at? I said, I'm da, da, da. I forgot exactly where. He said, son, that was Hervey, Arkansas. That was man. I have a whole lineage in, so it fucked me up, right? But that's we gonna move on from that. But it's like I said, it's everything that we talked about, right? And just to bring it all together, it was all devil's advocate because there was no disagreements. It was just
Never,
it was
never
it
get
was
them as the
it
devil's
was
advocate.
somebody has to speak on the other side as well.
Yeah,
And the
because
only thing that I think that so far that we've done is just learn more about. We just learn more. Fuck about anything. We
Everything.
just learn more, right?
A quick entity though. I pray every day that you all generation get it right because we've got it wrong for so many generations. I
Mhm.
pray that you generation get it right. Come together, build together, help your next brother and sister up to where you at. I
Yeah.
pray, I pray y'all get together. You know why? Because I got grandchildren to come behind
We
y'all.
gotta beat the system. The only way to beat the system is to
start
be
now.
together.
Start now, y'all. Please, I'm
Bro,
begging you.
you
Please start it
know,
now.
like it's
The
just like
only way to beat the
it don't take.
system
We
is
know it ain't
to
gonna
be
happen
together.
overnight. We know it ain't gonna happen overnight.
Salute,
It's just more of we got to
salute.
start because what's gonna keep pushing us back is us not starting.
Amen, amen. You gotta start. Hey, everything start gotta have a start in order to have a. It gotta have a beginning to have an ending. It has to have a beginning to have an ending.
Yeah,
What is the youngest nation? The United States of America.
Huh?
Young, yeah, United States of America.
hey, and
Youngest.
listen, opportunities are headed
I'm
here.
just saying,
More
youngest
jobs
is
are
the
headed
United
here.
States of America.
It's
We
hey,
we are fortunate enough also to have we can see what has worked and what hasn't worked through and through. But what I'm saying is by the youngest is we under and that was just to our point. We finna get into this next topic, I promise you. That was to that was just to West and mine and West Point, right? Because we all agree, like we already know we good.
Oh yeah, we good.
It was a simple fact of yes, that we can acknowledge that, but we do have that knowledge and information because we're talking about it here. So exactly, tell why don't we do it?
So Alicia, what do you think? I ain't heard you all day. Alicia, what do you think?
We had the same thought at the same
you
time.
know,
So what
Alicia,
do
what
you
do you
think,
think?
man?
Yeah.
Put her
I
on
had to.
blast.
Hey,
I put her on blast. So Alicia, what do you think?
don't do. Hey, why I gotta be? Yeah, bring her. Yeah,
Okay, first off,
God dang, girl.
I've been listening to a lot of y'all's conversation, but I don't really have no thoughts. I just worked a 12-hour shift, so I'm
Respect,
just here.
respect, respect.
I've
well,
been
I take.
listening
Hey,
I
I take a
respect
step
Wait,
back.
that.
Alicia, how was your day today? How are you?
Exactly.
Are you
How
drinking
are
enough
you?
water? Are you
Um,
well
We miss you.
hydrated?
I'm gonna tell you honestly, my day was very, very, very long. I worked 12 hours.
That
I
nigga know
also
what
I lost
turn
a
feel
very
like.
close.
Aha, that's my industry. I don't have no sunrose for you. Get up and do it again.
Oh my
Oh,
Ah,
goodness,
yeah.
Alicia,
By
hold
the
on,
I'm
hold
way,
on, wait a
Alicia,
minute.
I'm
She
fully
working
locked
turn?
into what you're saying. I
Hey,
want to hear about
hey,
your day.
Pop.
I
we all
am,
in working
but I'm
class
doing
here.
that after finding out this morning as I'm getting dressed for work that I lost a very close family member, somebody that I
My
grew up with.
condolences to the family and
Yeah,
friends.
those
My
are
bad.
concerns.
It's just been a long day, It's just been a very, very, very long day. So I just been sitting here just listening to y'all, but I've been also tuning out a
I
little
don't know
bit.
who that
But
person
I'm
I
was.
here.
kind of noticed you was in your own world. That's why I put you on blast. That's why I noticed you was in your own little world.
Yeah,
I'm
condolences
here.
to your
Yeah.
Condolences.
Somebody I was very, very close with
I'm gonna
growing
take
up.
this shot that I pulled.
So
I love it, man.
we had
Let's take a shot. Let's take a
been
shot
some
for her fallen soldier.
graduated.
Yeah, it was
We haven't
yeah,
been as
salute.
close, but you know,
All right, we gonna be able to unpack so much shit, and
Man,
if the youth don't take this,
they
they
missing out. They missing out.
still
This is
lost.
knowledge.
But Wes, this shit right here, bro, I gotta put it up, man. Dating outside your race and why it happens.
This is a controversial episode, my boy.
I
Oh my
we got
boy, I ain't trying to get into that one. I
disagree.
ain't trying to get into that one.
Hey, Black Queens forever, Snow Bunnies never. I'm finna get another cookie.
There you go. I'm gonna drink some tea. I'm gonna drink some tea.
Let me go get
I'm,
another beer. Hold on.
Nah, I just had a.
Hey, chat.
I've been.
I'm not gonna bring a topic up and then try to
Hey,
all disagree at
This
once.
is period.
Chad, Alicia gonna go first.
I'm not
Hey,
touching it
uh,
down.
Hey,
Yeah,
Alicia
right.
gonna go first. Hey, Chad, y'all type in. Alicia gonna go first.
Oh, you gonna put her on blast like that? Wow. On you, baby girl.
This is one thing I just been wanting to get off.
Um,
I'm waiting till y'all get back. I've been wanting to get this off because I've been looking at responses and ain't no one said what I've been thinking, and it's been pissing me off.
What's that,
Mhm.
Wes?